Hi guys, I wanted to do a different type of vlog today. I am going to be doing my garden tour later, but right now I want to talk about 4 reasons I quit my job, how I was able to afford it, and was it worth it? So I spent my whole life working. Obviously, everyone has to work, everyone has to have an income to be able to afford things. I started working when I was when I was around 13 or 14, babysitting and things like that. And I went to school full time, of course. And after high school, I continued working and going to school full time. There were several times when I had 2 or 3 jobs while I was going to school full time. I went through a hard time when I was in college where uh, my dad died, my grandma died, and I didn't have a place to live for a while. So I was working a lot through that when I was in my early 20s and just kept on working and going to school. And I was really trying to build a better life for myself, which was completely worth it. And then about 4 years ago, I started working at a factory, which I enjoyed what I did there. I ended up going to school again and got my bachelor's degree in organizational leadership with a concentration in food science. And I really liked what I did. I genuinely liked being a food quality lab technician, and the money was decent, but um, I had some issues that caused me to want to quit my job. So let's get right into it. So the first reason I decided to quit my job was because I felt like I didn't have enough time with my family and loved ones. I was working overnights for 4 years, and I I was working overnights, and sometimes I was working 6 days a week, and it caused it so, I was sleeping during the day, so I didn't get to go and do the typical things that someone does with their family during the day. And then on top of that, when I did get to spend time with my family, I was always exhausted from working overnight or working 6 days, and I just felt like I wasn't getting quality time with my family. I just didn't have a work-life balance. I didn't get like everything I did revolved around my work schedule because I worked overnights and I had to revolve things around sleep because of my work schedule. I didn't have a work-life balance. It was everything had to do with working, and um, I didn't feel like I had much of a life. So the second reason I decided to quit my job was because of my mental health. Working overnights and working 6 days a week, especially through the winter time, you don't get to see very much daylight. Especially, like I said, especially in the wintertime, you are awake at nighttime and then you're asleep during the day when the sun's out, and you don't get daylight. And then on top of that, you're not seeing your friends and your family as often because of your schedule, and it can really take a toll on your mental health. And I felt like I was starting to get depressed, and I needed to do something to change that, and my work schedule was the major thing. The third reason I decided to quit my full-time job was because of my physical health. I wasn't getting enough sleep, and I was always exhausted, and I was always tired, and I started getting sick more often because I wasn't getting enough rest. And I really decided that my health was more important than, working 50 hours a week. The fourth reason I decided to quit my job or quit my full-time job was probably the biggest deciding factor. And it was because I started to feel like I was selling all of my time. We only have a certain amount of time in our lives, and I felt like I was just selling all of my time, and I would rather have more time and enjoy more time and spend my time wisely than to sell it all to a company. You know, my time is worth more than money, basically. Now that I'm only working part-time, I get to see my family far more often. I get to spend more quality time with my sister and her kids, and my mom, and my boyfriend and his family. We all get to see each other a lot more often. I see family once or twice a week now, whereas before I was lucky if I saw my family, once a month. My mental health has improved significantly. I'm always outside. I always have gardening and stuff that I'm doing. I'm always having time to just enjoy things. And so, of course, that's going to improve my mental health. My physical health has also improved. I've lost weight when I was working overnights and working, 5 or 6 days a week. Uh, I was putting on weight because I was always exhausted. I didn't have the energy to exercise really. Um, and yeah, I've been able to lose a little bit of weight just by having more energy and being able to do more stuff. And I haven't been getting sick as often. I don't feel as exhausted. So my physical health, my mental health, all that has improved a lot. I feel like I'm working part-time now, so I'm still working. I still have an income, but I don't feel like I'm selling all of my time. I feel like I have more time to do the things I enjoy and do the things that are important to me, and it has improved my quality of life. And I think my quality of life is more important than my quantity of money, so I feel like um, I don't feel like I'm selling all of my time anymore. I'm using my time. I have money as a tool, and I'm using my time the way I want to. So, how was I able to afford to do this? My income was basically cut in half, which is the biggest challenge in all of this because even though money is just a tool to use, it is important. Money is an important tool. Without money, I wouldn't have a place to live. I wouldn't have food. I wouldn't be able to afford my bills, etc. So, having my income cut in half, going from full-time work to part-time work, um, that's been the biggest challenge. And I've done several things, or I have several um, ways that I've been able to conquer that challenge, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to conquer that challenge. I basically started thinking of money as a tool rather than my purpose in life. It's not my purpose in life is not to make money and then die. Money is just a tool that I need to be able to afford necessities. That's it. Money is just a tool. And once I started thinking of money as a tool, I was able to follow a strict budget. Over the past few years, when I was working full time, I put away 10% of my income each week, and I was able to build my emergency fund or my savings account to 4 to 5 months of basic expenses, which was a huge reason I was able to quit my full-time job because I had that to fall back on. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to do it because it would have been too risky. I follow a strict budget, and I've been following a strict budget for a while. Last year, I paid off over $10,000 in debt. And so before quitting my job, I knew I could follow a strict budget and live off less money because I had been doing it while I was paying off my debt. And a third thing that was very important to being able to quit my full-time job was I had another job before I quit my job. I put in my 2 weeks notice and I had another job lined up. So I didn't have a period of time without any income. Yes, my income was cut in half, but I still had income coming in immediately. Another thing is I have an Etsy store called Crocheted by Kels. I don't make very much money from that, but it does help a little bit. And I'm hoping that in the fall, when the items that I sell are more popular, that'll help supplement my income more when my hotel job slows down. I think there are two things that I have on my side that not everybody has, and I'm very grateful for this. Two-income household, which I know not everybody has that. And if it wasn't for Nick's income, I wouldn't be able to work just part-time. I wouldn't be able to afford it. And I know the struggle. I've worked 2 or 3 jobs before just to make it on my own. And so I know not everyone has that option right now. But Nick was also able to quit his regular normal job. He's been doing DoorDash, which he has been killing it. He decides his own hours. He's strict with himself, so he makes sure he works enough to have an income. And he actually makes more when it's busy. He makes a lot more than what he did working full time. So it's definitely been worth it for him. And without his income, without those two, having two incomes, I wouldn't be able to afford to work just part time. And the second thing that I have that helps my expenses and things that not everyone has is I don't have kids. So if you have kids, that makes a whole other factor to things that I don't have to worry about. If I had to buy diapers and food and things like that for kids, I wouldn't be able to do this. So, and maybe we'll have kids someday, maybe not, but I know that there are people who have kids that wouldn't be able to work just part time, and that's okay. You have a family to support, you know? Has it been worth it for me to quit my job and work part time? So far, yes. So far, I'm much happier. I haven't had any struggles paying my bills because, like I said, I follow a strict budget. Um, Really, I haven't ran into any problems working just part time, and it's been 100% worth it for me. I'm so much happier. I have so much more time to do things I enjoy. And the things I enjoy doing don't cost money. That's another big factor in this. I like spending time outside. I like gardening. I like going for walks. I like spending time with my family. And those are all things that are free. You know, that doesn't cost money. Money does that doesn't have a price. So I think it's definitely been 100% worth it. And if money gets too tight in the future, if it ends up not being worth it, I can always go back to working part time or working full time, I mean. But for now, working part time is really working for me. I work 25 to 30 hours a week and my bills are all paid. That's what money is for. It's a tool to pay bills. And I am able to spend my time freely, and that makes it 100% worth it. Thanks. I'll see you guys later for my garden tour. Thank you for listening to me.